Getting a child to play a sport they like may be easy at first, but how do you keep them motivated and strive to do better? Here with some answers is Dr. Todd Bodo, Professor of Athletic Training and Sports Medicine at Quinnipiac University. Welcome, Dr. Bodo.
Thank you for having me.
Many parents want their child to be active. At what age should they introduce a sport?
Well, I think that's going to vary based on the individual child. Some children may perform really well at a young age because they're a little bit more mature. Some may need a little more time to kind of mature. I would say around 5 or 6 years old, I would start introducing them to various activities and kind of go from there based on how they perform and how they interact with other children.
So you say expose them to as many as possible?
I think a wide range of athletic activities is important because what may work for one child, say baseball, soccer may be a better fit for another child, or an individual sport such as gymnastics might be for another child.
Well, usually at that age, it's really not that difficult to motivate them, is it?
No, most children want to have fun and interact with other children. And what I do with my children, I'm a father of 3, I find things that their friends are doing, and my children tend to be a little more on the timid side, so what I do is I have them interact with their other friends, and they expose them to different sports and activities, and my children are picking what they tend to like, and each children's a little bit different, and they're beginning to flourish and finding out the little niches that they have.
At that age, it's generally more social, isn't it?
It really is. It really is about a social activity. My oldest son didn't like swimming, but because his other friends were swimming, he now wants to swim all the time, and he wants to go and interact with them. So something that I had a very hard time motivating him to do, it didn't take much effort for another 6-year-old child to get him to be motivated.
Now, as they grow older, as they move from elementary to middle school, what should parents do? How should parents direct that child? Maybe they want to focus in perhaps maybe 1 or 2 sports.
Yes, I think as they kind of grow older, that 1 or 2 sports is going to kind of emerge, and the parent's going to know basically the likes or dislikes of the child. I think it's very important that the parent doesn't live vicariously through that child, which is a tendency that all parents tend to have. We like a certain sport, we like a certain activity, and we think it's going to be good for our child, and we think we may know what's best for them. We really need to listen to our child and see what really fits them. Each child's going to be different, and they may not like the same things we like, and it's very important for us to support them.
So even if the child says, well, let's say he's very good at many different sports, and he decides he doesn't want to do certain ones, should you listen to that, or should you try to help him, try to guide him through as to why perhaps he should stay with 1 or 2 of those sports? One
of the challenges we have nowadays is sports tend to go year-round. It used to be a traditional season for baseball would be in the spring and summer, and now it has moved into fall ball and winter ball. Same thing with soccer. There are indoor and outdoor soccer leagues. So it's very hard nowadays to participate in multiple sports. I recommend trying to do that to a certain extent. But again, you can't spread yourself too thin. I think 2 or 3 activities is relatively going to be healthy for an individual, but for them to be successful at any of them, they're going to have to focus their attention on 1 or 2.
And so when that child says, Mom, I don't want to do that one anymore, listen to that.
I think that's a healthy thing to do.
And as I get into high school, how do you keep them motivated? Because at this point, there could be that burnout factor.
Sure. Burnout is a legitimate reason for somebody to stop playing athletics. I burnt out in swimming myself when I was at a young age because I participated so much. I think what you need to do, again, is listen to the child and see what's important to them. And as that child's likes, dislikes changes, I think you need to support that. I tend to say focus again on 1 or 2 athletic sports because academics now play such a heavy role in a child's future, not just athletics.
In high school, what's the role of the coach?
The role of the coach really is an extension of the parent to a certain degree. They're going to be an authoritarian figure in which it's going to have a tremendous amount of influence over a child.
And what are things that parents shouldn't be doing?
Once again, parents shouldn't be living vicariously through their child. They should be trying to support their child. That's their role. Their role is going to be to support the child as an individual to help them make up complex choices and decisions that they have.
Now, a lot of times parents may be pushing too hard. Perhaps they're thinking their child can go to a sport at a pro level, but not everybody gets to that point.
The percentage of making it from high school to college is very, very small. Only about 2% of high school athletes ever go on to get a scholarship in Division I and Division II, and that percentage is even lower for professional sports. It's less than 1/10% of any athlete ever gets a chance to go to professional level.
So what should you tell your child who may not be quite as good as they should be to get to the pro level but would like to go to that pro level?
I think it's really important to keep things basically real and be honest with your child. Support them to participate in a sport, but realize that the outcome not necessarily just has to be reaching into professional level. They're performing at this level to do the best they can, and let the cards fall as they may. Because it's not just about the child performing. There's lots of factors that could come into play while a child doesn't make it to the professional level. They can get hurt along the way. We all seen the movie Friday Night Lights, where the star athlete there, Boobie Miles, actually was making his way to professional ranks and college ranks, and he ended up getting hurt, and his career was over in a blink of an eye.
Very good point. Thank you very much. We want to give a special thank you to SportsWorx for bringing us this and all of our parents of athlete topics every week. Again, Dr. Bodo, thank you very much.
Thank you for having me.